So here's something that has always been on my mind, and recently it's kind of come up. And when I say recently, I thought about it today, and I was like, you know what? I want to talk about this in a video. So pretty much, as we all know, Godzilla has conquered pretty much almost everything in media. He's conquered comic books, novels, graphic novels, animated cartoon shows by Hanna-Barbera, and as well as TriStar. Technically, it's more of a sequel to the 1998 piece of shit, but I consider it more of a Godzilla, that character more of a Godzilla than the Godzilla we saw. So, maybe you could count it, I guess. I mean, it's not terrible. It's from the guys who made Transformers Prime, so, yeah. Anyway, there's one place out of everything, and you'd think this would be one of the first places Godzilla would ever conquer outside of, the movie media. And you'd think it would be one of the first places they'd go to. As long as Godzilla's been around, this other source of media has been around as well. And you'd think they would have coalesced eventually, one way or another. And hopefully, with the new hype for the Legendary movie, with the new Legendary Pictures movie, there's a possibility. There could be a possibility of this, but it's a long shot. I mean, if it hasn't happened now, why should it? Hopefully, it'll happen sooner. And that's what I'm here to talk about. Godzilla the anime. Seriously, why have we never gotten Godzilla the anime? Godzilla, Japanese. Toho has the rights to a lot of anime. Surprisingly, a lot of rights to animes, and do a lot of anime type movies, especially several for Dragon. They distribute. They distribute a lot of the shonen movies. I'm not talking about a crossover between Dragon Ball Z and Godzilla. I'm just talking about a straight up Godzilla anime. I'm not talking about Godzilla crossing over with something. I'm actually talking about a legit Godzilla anime series, or even an anime movie. Because Toho has the distributing rights for a lot of the anime movies, especially for like Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon. I think they have a lot for Gundam as well. I think they have a few for Gundam as well. But yeah, seriously, this is a gold mine right here. Godzilla and anime are huge. It should have been. This should have been done like way back in the days of like Speed Racer. That's how it should have been. Way back in the days like Speed Racer or Voltron, or way back when. Because I feel like this is kind of an overdue kind of thing for a Godzilla anime. And like I said, now that Godzilla's getting popular again with his new movie, I figured why can't he have his own movie? Why can't he have an anime series? I'm not talking like or even like I said, an anime movie. That's kind of the thing. Like, it would make a lot of sense. Imagine all the visuals you could do with Godzilla. All the cool monster battles you could do without the suit or the need of CGI. Just this classic animation, or stylized animation, depending on what studio company it goes under. Personally, I would like Studio Bones to do this. Studio Bones, who have done, pretty much a lot of things like Cowboy Bebop and a few other animes I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are familiar with. So, that would be my first pick, is Studio Bones doing this anime, and under a lot of those other groups. But a Godzilla anime would be so sweet. I mean, like I said, the visual standards you could do for a movie like this would be phenomenal. It would be such a great idea. It would make a lot of sense of seeing Godzilla in this type of anime format. You could even play around with how Godzilla appears. You could even make a lot of human characters that are likable. Not to say you haven't seen a lot of likable human characters, because there are in Godzilla films, and, some in comic books as well. But I think it would be because we do have good anime characters in here, so it would be nice to see strong anime characters in a Godzilla film, unless you want to make it a straight-up Godzilla film, which I'm totally fine with. Again, I'm saying film because it would be. I think if this ever did happen, it would be something along the lines of an anime film. And before anyone says, "Well, anime isn't very," anime films are not popular in Japan. Bullshit. What? If you guys have seen some of the stuff that has like been released theatrically in Japan, it's been given DVD releases here in the U.S., right? I mean, like Wolf Children and The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, and way back to Akira and Ghost in the Shell, the movie. Yeah. Now imagine that. I would imagine that this would probably merit a release for the most part. But would it be big? Hell yeah, would a Godzilla anime be big? Even if it was an anime movie, it would be big. Because you're literally mixing the two best-known things from Japan. Anime and Godzilla, and you're making a Godzilla anime. I would spend, like, tons of money. Like, I would spend over $100 to acquire a Godzilla anime. I would not fucking care. And imagine what you could do. You could even make up some interesting new rogues for Godzilla if you didn't want to use original villains like Ghidorah or Gigan or something like that. If you could even make new Godzilla villains or allies in the series or film that you couldn't necessarily do in like costumes. Like they would be a little more intricate and a lot more versatile. You would see Godzilla doing stuff. He would be outside of a rubber suit. You would see Godzilla moving around more. He'd obviously be slow, but you'd see him like do these more interesting, more attacks rather than just energy blasts. You could see him actually getting close and fight. Not that we've seen that before, but it would be a lot more faster paced. You know what I mean? With animation, the imagination is limitless with this idea. I think it's just an opportunity that hasn't been really fully explored. I mean, it writes itself a Godzilla anime, or at least an anime movie. Godzilla and just anime in general. Who wouldn't pay money to see this? I would, and I'm pretty sure several people, Zazubar, would be very interested to see this as well. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of a very much... it's just something that needs to be explored, if not only once. You know what I'm saying? If they could only do this once, I'd be happy. Yeah. But anyway, guys, that's really all I had to say about this. I really want a Godzilla anime series or an anime movie. It doesn't even have to be long. Anime can be very interesting about how long they can run. Personally, I would be totally fine if this only had, like, it was a 6-episode miniseries, or I'd even go for, like, 12 episodes. Hell, even 24 to 26 episodes. That's pretty much how long I couldn't really see a Godzilla anime going, for, like, as long as, like, One Piece, or, Dragon Ball Z, or a lot of others. I personally think it would go something a lot more along the lines of, like, the length of Cowboy Bebop, or even if you're stretching it, you could even say the length of maybe Soul Eater, which was about 51, 52 episodes at most. But that's stretching it for a Godzilla, because you can only do so much with the human characters and with the character of Godzilla himself. I personally believe that if you really want to make a good series and not overdo it and not, like, oversaturate it, I think the best length for if you want to do a Godzilla anime would be about 24 episodes, maybe 26. 30 at most. 30 episodes for a Godzilla anime. That would be my limit, because there's only so much you could do with the human characters and where they could go. Because remember, Godzilla is not... the Godzilla series has known for interesting characters, but they never really go anywhere in terms of character development sometimes. Keywords sometimes... That was worked better in the Heisei series. That was done a lot better in the Heisei Millennium series. Showa human characters, not so much. But, yeah. But who knows, maybe you could do a lot of character development with them as well. And also, like I said, bring in some new monsters or some new aliens. Oh, how cool would it be to see an anime redo of the Simians from the Godzilla, Mechagodzilla movies. Oh, that'd be so good. Or the aliens from Planet X. Ah, that'd be so cool in anime form. Or even Godzilla monsters like Gigan, or King Ghidorah, or Anguirus, or even Varan, or the Gargantuans. How cool would it be? Because, like, right now in the IDW comics, all of the Toho monsters are in one set universe. The next issue of Godzilla in Godzilla Rulers of the Earth, Godzilla's gonna fight Gaira and Sanda from War of the Gargantuans. That's fucking awesome. Now, if only we could get that in anime form, that'd be freaking brilliant too. Anyway, guys, I think I just really want to see a Godzilla anime. It will probably... The sad part is that it'll never happen. And what's weird is that I did hear some anime rumors here and there. Keep in mind, it's the internet, so rumors are everywhere. But there was a rumor somewhere that there was supposed to be a Godzilla crossover with Attack on Titan. It was supposed to be, and again, this is a rumor, and I don't believe this for a second, but it does sound cool. Granted, it does sound really cool. But the rumor was, and I haven't heard in a while, this is when and the other thing that kind of adds fuel to the fire that this was a rumor was because this is the time when Attack on Titan was the giant of anime during 2013. And when the Godzilla news was really spreading like wildfire. So it kind of leads me that it just sounds like someone was like, Attack on Titan and Godzilla are really popular, let me throw this rumor out here. But let me talk about the rumor. The rumor was that it was supposed to be like this 1 hour special, like you see with some anime specials, like A History of Trunks and a few others, where they're specials, not really like a 1 hour movie special where it was supposed to be the universe of Attack on Titan, but it goes in a different continuity where the characters of Attack on Titan discover Godzilla, wake him up, and he battles the Titans for them. Yeah. Would I have liked to seen that? Yeah. Because Godzilla basically beating the shit out of these army of Titans. Which the other thing is that the Titans are big, but they're more like King Kong sized. Except the muscly one. There are other Titans I know that get bigger, but the biggest Titan that I could actually see fighting Godzilla is the giant muscle one with steam coming out of his body. That's the only one that I could see fighting Godzilla. It would just be Godzilla stepping on all the Titans, unless they shrank Godzilla down or set... Because again, this was supposed to be alternate universe, and I don't know where Godzilla came from. I'm guessing that they were going to say that maybe Godzilla was going to be like, it's a different Godzilla, or Minya still young? I don't know. Anyway, guys, that's the only rumor I heard, and again, it's just a rumor, so, and a very unlikely rumor at that. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave it up to you. What do you got? Would you guys like to see a Godzilla anime? What would you like to see in it? And who would you like to see create it? And who would you like the production group to be by? All right, guys. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm out.